If we do not come as a Buddha or a Bodhisattva manifested as a being, it is still karmic retribution. This is terrible. We should be constantly vigilant. Enjoying the good fortune in the human path is very frightening, but enjoying the good fortune in the heavenly path is not the ultimate either. Although there are few opportunities for us to commit evil deeds in heaven, we will still fall into the lower path when the good fortune is used up. As it is stated in the Lotus Sutra, there is no peace in the three realms, just like a house on fire. Excerpt 59. There are beings who plant good roots and create immense fields of good fortune, but they hold on to form, discriminate, and have a deep and strong attachment to feelings. They seek to transcend samsara, but ultimately will be unable to do so. The previous excerpt talks about people who are unable to detach from form. They do not seek the Buddha's wisdom. This excerpt talks about those who hold on to form, discriminate, and have a deep and strong attachment to feelings. This is a criterion for cultivation. If one commits all these, one will not be able to transcend the three realms. At most, one will only enjoy imperfect good fortune in the three realms. In this world, one who has great wealth or prestige is one who cultivated in past lifetimes, but was unable to eliminate attachment to feelings. Consequently, one obtains their good fortune in the human and heavenly paths. Therefore, if one truly learns and practices Buddhism and wants to transcend samsara, one must correct one's past wrongs and cultivate good karma for one's future, and cleanse one's mind and change one's behavior. Whether one does a good deed, great or small, one absolutely should not hold on to form, discriminate, or even be attached to it. One should always maintain a pure mind, always be mindful of Amitabha Buddha, and seek rebirth in the Pure Land. Everything else should be cleansed. In great immense fields of good fortune, create is more wondrous than plant. Plant means that one plants the field alone. Create means that one allows all beings to come and plant. For example, giving wealth and possessions and making offerings to the three jewels are fields of good fortune. If we build a cultivation center, we create immense fields of good fortune, as we allow many beings to come and plant good fortune. The larger the cultivation center, the greater the field of good fortune. Another example is being filial and providing for parents. This is a field of good fortune. If we run a retirement home, this is also to create immense fields of good fortune. Charitable undertakings like these are great fields of good fortune. We should sincerely and wholeheartedly engage in these undertakings, but we should not hold on to form, discriminate. Otherwise, we will not be able to handle things fairly and our minds will not be pure. Having impure minds and handling things unfairly, doing good deeds this way, ultimately we will not be able to succeed in seeking to transcend samsara. Excerpt 60. Be filial to the Buddha and be constantly mindful of the teacher's kindness. Let this teaching stay in this world for the longest time and do not let it die out. Firmly uphold it and do not let it be destroyed or lost. Be filial to the Buddha. What do we do to be filial to the Buddha? We follow his teachings and practice accordingly. If our minds, vows, understanding, practices, and virtues are the same as those of the Buddha, and we become one with him, this is being filial to the Buddha. The Avatamsaka Sutra says, sentient and non-sentient beings all have the same Buddha wisdom. This is the showing of filial piety being practiced to perfection. In this sutra, filial piety is an impartial mind and an awakened mind. When one has discriminations and attachments, one is not impartial. When one is free of all discriminations and attachments, the entire Dharma realm will become one entity. At that time, the pure Dharma body will manifest. Filial piety arises therefrom. Phenomenally, filial piety is an impartial, greatly compassionate mind. Great wisdom and great compassion are filial piety at work. One should be constantly mindful of the teacher's kindness. Teachers refers to the good teachers. After the Buddha entered parinirvana, the past patriarchs and eminent masters passed down the Buddha's teachings. Thus we are able to hear the Dharma. Therefore, we should be constantly mindful of the kindness of the Buddha and the past great teachers who passed down the Dharma. How do we repay their kindness? By practicing the teacher's teachings and propagating them extensively. This is repaying the teacher's kindness. The Buddha's original vow teaches us to provide all manner of sentient beings the benefit of escaping the long night and not let them fall into the 5 paths of rebirth and undergo sufferings. We should wholeheartedly and diligently put in our utmost effort to fulfill this. Let this teaching stay in this world for the longest time and do not let it die out. This action truly fulfills filial piety to the Buddha and mindfulness of the teacher's kindness. Let this teaching stay in this world for the longest time and do not let it die out also refers specifically to the Dharma door of mindfully chanting the Buddha name and seeking rebirth in the Western Pure Land as taught in this sutra. We should diligently practice it and do our best to propagate it so that it will not die out. Firmly uphold it. We should firmly hold on to our belief and vow and diligently propagate the Buddha's teachings. There are 2 ways to look at, not let it be destroyed or lost. The first, we misunderstand the teachings, so our learning and practice do not accord with the teachings. The teachings are thus destroyed and lost. The second is that we use our worldly intelligence and do not propagate the teachings according to the true Dharma. As a result, the people who listen misunderstand the teachings, and they cannot attain rebirth in the Western Pure Land. This is also destroying and losing the teachings. Therefore, we should learn and practice according to the Buddha's teachings. We should also propagate the Dharma in accordance with how the Buddha taught us. In this way, we will not cause the Buddha's and Patriarchs' teachings to be destroyed or lost by us. This Dharma assembly comes to a perfect completion now.